What is good, Cuddy people, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video we will be going over DJ Akademiks beefing with Nav. Let's talk about it. So on New Year's Eve evening, before everyone started popping bottles and doing who knows what before the ball drops, Nav was obviously in his feelings, reflecting on his 2019, decided to start a Twitter war with the infamous chat warrior DJ Akademiks. Mind you, earlier that day, Akademiks did not say anything bad about Nav. In fact, he reposted some of Nav's tweets on his hip-hop news account, Akademiks, or Akademiks, because I don't know why he named it that, which happens to be the biggest hip-hop news page in the world. And he positively responded to some of Nav's more depressing tweets, asking his audience if Nav opened up the rap game to his fellow Indian artists. I guess Nav thought Akademiks was showing some fake love and reacted pretty angrily on Twitter, saying, "Akademiks hop on and off dick so much you probably got STDs." Akademiks first responded with a joke to ease the tension, saying he wants to smash Lizzo. Excuse me while I vomit real quick. But he made a pretty fair point regarding rappers always going after him when he stops posting about them because they're not as relevant. And he only posts the hottest artists because those are the people who are going to get the most views, likes, and whatever. Which doesn't make sense on Nav's part because Akademiks just posted him in a good light, so why would he even be mad? But let's continue. Nav responds saying, and of course in the monotone auto-tune voice of his, "Wasn't referring to myself. I even phrased it as an observation. Looks like I struck a chord." First of all, he spelled chord wrong. While I'm currently siding with Akademiks at this point because it definitely seemed like Nav was referring to himself, given that Akademiks posted so soon before Nav posted the original tweet starting the beef, and in my opinion there's no way that this was a coincidence, I do have to say Nav is playing his beef super well, acting all calm and deflecting the blame off of himself while Akademiks tweets at him like 15 times in a row, because now Akademiks seems like the aggressor in the situation, whereas Nav was the person who actually started the fight, as we mentioned earlier. I wonder if him and all his brown boy homies are sitting at the computer calculating the best way and strategizing to respond so Akademiks will play himself right into a trap. But anyway, after this, Akademiks wasn't having any of that and he pulled out the big guns, and not gonna lie, it was a heavy blow. He brought up all the times Nav publicly showed himself to be a simp, including the interview he did with Complex, saying he hated how TMZ and other paparazzis never take pictures of him or write about him, even when he blatantly walks in front of them on purpose. Ak also added Nav riding Uzi's dick to respond to Nav saying Akademiks does that to all other rappers, citing the time when Nav said he'd quit music too if Uzi was out. And then when Uzi said he hadn't had sex in 2 years on Twitter, Nav had to jump on the bandwagon and say, yes, same. But after that, Nav intelligently stopped responding to again let Akademiks shoot himself in the foot by continuing the beef without any response from Nav. It's kind of like when someone keeps trying to argue with you and you really don't care enough about it anymore to continue, but they feel so strongly about it that they get even angrier that you're not arguing back. In the end, I think Akademiks is in the right. He is a media organization that publicizes the hottest rappers just like any other magazine or media company, hopping on trends, and that's how he makes his money. But even though he's right, he needs to take a lesson from Drake in his beef with Meek Mill and quit with the Twitter fingers if he wants to come out on top in a beef. Because if you look at the ratios of likes and retweets on Nav versus Akademiks, Nav stomped Akademiks, unfortunately. Now, if we think outside the box here and realize what just happened outside of all the trash talking to one another, I think there are 3 reasons that this whole beef could have started. 1, that the beef is completely authentic and Nav was just in his feelings as stated previously. Number 2, that Nav knowingly finessed some free organic promo from the biggest rap news outlet by starting a beef, knowing Akademiks would respond and go overboard, essentially posting shit about Nav all day and in turn boosting his exposure exponentially. The reason I became suspicious about the beef possibly not being as real as everyone thinks is because after the Twitter war, Nav posts, "2020, I'm gonna release the best music of my life," which seems really fishy given that he knows during the beef with Akademiks a bunch of people will be checking him out. But hey, maybe Nav and his brown boy gang at their headquarters just took advantage of the situation after the beef started organically, not realizing that Akademiks was gonna be responding so fast and so frequently. And number 3, finally, Nav and Akademiks planned the beef to once again boost Nav's exposure before dropping new music in 2020, as mentioned in his tweet. In the rap game, this is called controversy projects, as detailed by Lil Pump's managers who utilized this very exact thing in their their marketing strategy to get Pump's name out there when he first started out. And this is actually something that many rappers try to do before they drop a project, like Young Bands and Akademiks. People thought that was fake, but then Young Bands ended up only selling like 20K records. But either way, with that concludes the video. Who do you think won the Twitter beef? And do you think this beef was real or it was one of the conspiracy theories? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it. Peace out, cloudy people. Know what I'm saying?